Hey Cancer, so we are doing now the monthly reading for June. I am a little bit late in the middle of the month, but we'll do the cards for the past 2 weeks and the future 2 weeks to the end of the June, right? And the few cards that will kind of tell us what is June about for you. So if you are Moon, Sun, and Rising Cancer, then feel welcome to watch this. So we'll first of all clean the space. So yeah, give me a second. And we can start. Okay. So we have 7 of Wands, the 4 of Swords, and the 10 of Pentacles reversed. So this is for the past 2 weeks, Cancer. Okay, so I feel like you were kind of fighting for something, maybe defending something. And I feel like in this time you were kind of isolated, I would say, because you had no time for other things. You had to fight for something, to win something, and you didn't want to be distracted by other things. So with this 10 of Pentacles reverse, I kind of get the feeling that you kind of distanced yourself from the people around you. Especially I get the feeling about distancing from the family. But I would say in overall from the life, you were kind of so into this fighting over this thing and focus on winning that you kind of forgot about the world around you and the other things. And I feel like you also needed a lot of rest after this or while it was happening. I think it kind of has to do something with some conflicts for some of you. But I feel like you needed a lot of rest in the past 2 weeks, and a lot of maybe not alone time. I would not say alone time, but more likely like you needed the rest and you needed to kind of like take this breathe and breathe out and have this time to kind of from this fighting, because I feel like you are so focused on this. As I said, you kind of get distanced from all the people and in overall the world around you. So it's not only the people but also the world and all of the reality. And I feel like you are just like so into this thing that you are just like just needed a breath. So let's pull out more cards. So we have Queen of Wands, the Page of Wands reversed, and the Knight of Wands reversed also. So first of all, that's a lot of Wands. So a lot of fighting, I would say, a lot of putting in the work, because Wands are all about the putting in the work. Also with this Knight of Wands, I feel like something was delayed. Maybe it has something to do with this conflict. Maybe you kind of were expecting something to happen but it didn't, maybe, and maybe you had to fight for that. Also, let me check this Page of Wands reversed. Okay, so I feel like this conflict was maybe about by your fault, I would say. Maybe you did some bad decisions about something, or maybe you were just like not really doing the work, or maybe not really had a good strategy, I would say. That's not kind of what I want to say, but I mean, like maybe you just didn't really were in the moment, maybe that's what they wanted to say. Not really, I don't know how to put this in the word, but I just feel like you had to be, something was just put on the delay, or there was some conflict and something you expected didn't really happen, so you had to fight for this, be assertive and put in actual work to kind of fight this, and it kind of costs you a lot of work, but I feel like it was because you kind of made some poor decisions, some poor choices, bad choices, not really maybe mature choices. So I would say you had to work because of your own fault, I would say. But yeah, let's now pull out some oracle cards. So we have intuition, be assertive. So yeah, as I said, you had to be assertive and kind of, as I said, fix your mistakes, I would say. Maybe you weren't really thinking about what you were doing, that's why it didn't really come out as you wanted, and then you kind of like woke up and realized what you were actually doing, so you had to fix your mistakes. And you have Angel of Truth. So yeah, I think like you kind of realized that you have to do something or fix the situation. That's why you kind of had to fight so hard for something. I just don't know what about this intuition is there. Let me think a little bit about this. Maybe you kind of made mistakes because you didn't really kind of listen to your intuition. And I feel like I also got a lot of need for rest in the past 2 weeks. I feel like you kind of needed a lot of rest because of this fighting over this thing, and this rest is kind of like the main energy there. Like you needed the rest, you need to like rest, just rest already. Take this breathe out and breathe in. And I feel like you were kind of just tired, because I feel like it has really something to do with conflict, something not going the way you wanted, something is put it on the delay, something didn't come to terms, and you had to fix this, and you were just tired, and I kind of get the thing that you just were thinking if this is even worth it or something like that, and because of this, because of you were so indecisive, you kind of had to fight at the last moment about this. Something like that for all of you. I kind of get a lot of assertiveness here. So trying to fix the situation. But I feel like at the end you kind of got this rest. And yeah, I think that's all for the past 2 weeks for you, Cancer. So I hope it resonated, and we'll go now to the next 2 weeks. So next 2 weeks we have 10 of Wands reversed, Page of Cups reversed, and the 6 of Swords. So let me show you. Here we have. Okay, so what I see for you, Cancer, for the next 2 weeks. Okay, first of all, you'll be okay, so for some of you it might be that you are still not getting this rest and you have to still fight for this, and you will just like it will be kind of too much for you, so you'll be kind of like giving up on this, or you just collapse because it is too much for you to take. Also, let me think about this, Cancer, next 2 weeks. Okay, first of all, I feel like changes are coming, and those changes will be kind of made by you. It will not be the change that will be made by the fate or something like that. You will be the one who will be making the change. Because I feel like, because the situation you are in, or you will be in, is so hard that you just have to get away from this. And I feel like if this is, for example, a work, you will be for example, changing the work, going to the next work or finding new work because it is just too much for you. So I feel like you would just want to break free from this, because you kind of get the feeling that what the situation you are in is not really good for you, and it just gives you more kind of problems than actually giving you the, how to say this, just giving you some good results, and you just kind of back up, or that's the good word, you just back up, because you kind of realize that this is not what you are looking for, and no matter what is this, at what price, you will not kind of go into this, because it is making you feel like you are just like breaking, your back is like cracking up from all of this, and you need this rest, right? So yeah, so for some of you it might be that this fighting will still be there, or I feel like for some of you it will be kind of at the end. No, what I get is kind of for past 2 weeks you're kind of in this energy of fighting, constant fighting, and wanting to kind of break free from this. And in the next 2 weeks you'll be kind of breaking free, because you will realize that this is too much for you and you can't fight anymore for that. So you will be backing up, okay? You just back up from this and say like, no, this is too much, and you will be changing the places. You will be completely taking out of your stuff, and okay, I'm out. Bye. Okay, so next cards. Yeah, you have the Sun reverse. Okay, so for some of you it might be about the relationship. I also, when I was talking in a minute, I kind of got also the example of you kind of taking, as I said, your stuff and leaving the apartment, the house you are in. So maybe you will be kind of tired of someone, and you would just end this. And for example, if you are in a relationship, living with them in the one house or something like that, I just see you like packing up all your stuff and just leaving by the door and just like say, oh, I'm bye, I'm going, right? So so yeah, I feel like for a lot of you it might be about the connection with someone. You just like, no, that's not for me, it's too much, and you just like, this relationship is not for me, this friendship is not for me, it is just no, this is not what I am looking for. So you will be just like breaking things, breaking up with this person and going out, and yeah, as I said, packing up all your stuff and leaving, because you will be like so done. For some of you it might not be about the relationship, more likely for just anything that you were committed to. But it might have something to do with people. As I said, maybe in work, you'll be tired of some people, or of your boss or something like that. You just like, I feel like you will kind of, it also might be about the toxic people in your life. Also, you'll be just like getting rid of them because you will feel stuck with them. The Magician reversed. So yeah, you will feel like, also maybe it will not be only about the people or places or situation, but maybe about some habits you have in your life. So you will be like thinking about what you are doing, and if you are spending your time right, if you are doing the right things, you'll be kind of reevaluating your life and your friends and situation and things that are going on in your life. So you'll be just like thinking like, is this a good use of my time, or of my energy, of whatever this is? You'll be just like, is this a good use of na? Right. So a lot of re-evaluating, a lot about moving on, a lot about yeah, also for some of you, as I said, a lot of you might be moving on from someone. Maybe you were heartbroken or something like that, or you may be fighting for someone and you'll be like now moving on from this person, something like that. A lot of moving on, as I said. The Moon. Okay, as I said, a lot of toxic people. You'll be tired of being controlled, you'll be tired of being around toxic people, Cancer, you'll be done with them, you'll be moving on, making big changes in your life, you'll be tired of fighting, you'll be tired of everything, you'll just like moving on completely, because those three cards is like toxic people, not a good use for your time, and getting rid of people who are not good for you. So the message is super clear. You'll be getting rid of situation, people, habits, whatever this is which is bad for you, and moving on completely from them, because you'll be just like done with them. And especially with people who are toxic, I feel like you'll be very sensitive about this, and you'll be just like, oh, I'm done, I'm completely done, bye. So yeah, enchantment. Okay, so yeah, this fits perfectly. So as I said, you will be kind of opening your eyes, you will be kind of seeing that people, you will be kind of seeing that what is good for you, what is not, what you want to change, what you want to move on from. You'll be kind of seeing with your eyes what is really good for you, and what was just an illusion you were making for yourself, or other were making for you. So you'll be breaking the illusions, you'll be seeing through people, through situations, through habits you have, through your life energies, everything. And I kind of am out of breath, sorry. You'll be just like completely opening your eyes for things, and yeah, I get a lot of energy of moving on and seeing through things. So that's a big energy coming for you, Cancer. Next. Yeah, submission. I feel like you will not be no longer submissive to the people or the illusions they are making for you, or that even you are making for yourself. As I said, you will not let yourself be controlled anymore by other people. So that's really good. And romance. By romance, what I would say. Maybe for some of you it might be about the relationship. As I said, I get a lot of energy about the relationship, breaking up, as I said, moving out of the house. So for some of you, or maybe some of you just got on my mind that some of you maybe you are with someone who's maybe they are cheating or something, or they were cheating, or maybe you were just done and you couldn't maybe accept that they maybe had an affair or something like that. I just got that in mind, and you were just like moving on, taking your stuff, going out of the house and saying bye. That's just the situation I kind of get for some of you. But as I said, it might be for a lot of you about the relationships, about the strong connections with especially people, about the romantic connections, a lot of this I get. Yeah, so we can now, I think, go to the general cards for the June for you, Cancer. So yeah, we have Three of Swords reversed, yeah, the Chariot, and the Five of Wands. So yeah, again, it is pretty clear. So yeah, the Chariot is completely right in this situation. A lot of moving on, a lot of changing direction of your life. This is great for you, Cancer. Actually, I really like this energy of moving on. Also fighting, as I said at the beginning, you'll be fighting. You'll be wanting to rest, but you'll be fighting about everything, about the in the past 2 weeks you were fighting about something, and I feel like this is about that, but also you'll be fighting about getting rid of those people from your life and moving on from them, or the situation, or even your habits, bad habits. Also, as I said, for some of you, I kind of get the feeling that this might be for some of you about the relationship, as I said, about moving on, about some affairs someone had, kind of get this energy, kind of had those visions. So I feel like you'll be just like moving on from this pain. Even the Chariot is next to those, so I feel like you'll be moving on from this pain you kind of had, or you'll be kind of seeing through the toxicity of some people. Even if it will hurt you, will kind of get over this pain and like move on from them. So this is kind of the most what I'm seeing, but let's get more cards. So yeah, exactly, Page of Swords. So you'll be super objective, and you'll be just like seeing through everything. Like he's yeah, I don't know if you can see it. Okay, so you see he's like seeing through with this eye. Yeah, so exactly, it will be completely you in this month, like seeing through everything, and oh my god, this is such a great energy. Okay, the Chariot reversed and the Page of Pentacles reversed. So what's interesting? Okay, so I kind of get the feeling, but I kind of got the feeling before even I pulled out this card, but I kind of got the feeling that for some of you it might be that before this it was kind of hard for you to kind of move on. And maybe you are now only breaking this and moving on. So as I said, maybe before you already saw this toxicity of some people, or maybe you were even before that wanting to leave some people. Maybe, as I said, about this affair with someone. I mean, I can't speak. I mean, like, some of you might be cheated on or something like that, and you'll be just living in this pain, and you wanted to kind of leave this person before, but you just couldn't. And the month of June is kind of the month you kind of will do this already. And I feel like this will be a big step, because this is kind of the past where you couldn't kind of leave this, and you were kind of fighting with this desire to leave this person of the situation. And I feel like the month of June will be kind of this month when you will do this. Also, we have the Page of Pentacles, which is kind of also interesting, because it's kind of mean being kind of closed-minded, what came to me. But I kind of get the feeling it's not kind of closed-minded. For me, it's kind of, I get the energy of being focused, just. Like, not closed-minded, but it will be more that you will be focused on one thing only. You know what I mean? So I kind of get the energy in this reading from this card that it is not being closed-minded, but more likely focused on one only thing and not looking for other things. So in your case, it would be more that you will be just focused on moving on in this month. And it will be the main energy of finding the new path and going into this. So this is how I will read this. Yeah, but super interesting and really good energy for you, Cancer. Let me just check one thing. Okay. Also, as I said, you'll be backing up in this month from this thing you wanted to back up from. This thing you were fighting for. You'll be just like, nah, I am out. So, you will not only change the direction, but you'll be also calling off and backing up from things that are no longer serving you. So that is super interesting. Let me just pull out, okay, Faith, or Five, Faith. I think I'm saying this right. You can say this because it's kind of backwards, I think. Angel of Punishment and the Within a Year. So what's interesting? So we have Faith. Okay, so I feel like you already lost the faith, because I think like for some of you, especially for the people who kind of got cheated on or something like that, I just got that energy from some of you. I feel like you kind of had this hope for them or faith that you will kind of work this through or something like that. But now in this month, this faith is kind of like blurring out, or I don't know if I say this right, but it's just like disappearing. And in this case, I think like it's a really good thing that this faith in those people is like going away, because like, yes, faith is really good thing to have, but I feel like in this case it's good to don't have the faith in those people, because if they did you wrong, they will probably do this once again. I mean, not all people are like that, but I feel like most people just don't change, and if they did this one time, they will do this another time. And especially if this is still hurting you and you can't get over this, then there's no point to kind of be in this relationship or friendship or whatever this is. So I think like you will be just like disconnecting from the faith in those people, and this, especially in this toxicity and those controlling things and situation in your life. And I think this is a good thing in this month for you. So you will be kind of, that's why you'll be kind of getting rid of those people. So this is kind of great. Angel of punishment. So yeah, exactly. You will be kind of making the consequences for those people and situation by yourself. You'll be kind of punishing those people for their behavior, kind of. That just like, not, don't take this literally, but like the karma will come for them from you, I would say. So as I said, if someone, for example, cheated on you, you will leave them, and that is a good thing. So you'll be just like making things that should be done a long time ago. That's how I would say this. And you'll be just like making the consequences for those situation or actions or other people's, right? So this is very good. And within a year, I feel like this will really give you a good results within a year. And I feel like what I wanted to say is, I had this on my mind, but I now forgot. Right. I think like it's very good that you will let go of this people or situation, because within a year it will do you you will not even remember about those people. So even if you now forced to kind of let go of them, you will completely forgot within a year about them, and you will actually be very thankful for yourself after some time, let's say within a year, right? You'll be very thankful for yourself that you let them or the situation, because you kind of realize from a perspective that this was completely not good for you. So I think like you'll be very thankful for yourself for this braveness you will have to kind of get rid of this people situation, and you'll be really thankful for yourself. I kind of get this feeling. So yeah, I think that's all I have for you, Cancer, for the month of June. That was super interesting, and I hope it will came true for you. So and I hope this is resonated. So if this is resonating, then let me know down below in the comments. I will really appreciate this. So yeah. Also, if you like the video, leave a like. If you wanna stay, then subscribe. And yeah, so I wish you luck, and yeah, check out your moon and rising sky if this is not resonating. Even if this is resonating, then also check out, because you might get some better informations or other informations about some stuff, because yeah, I don't remember what I want to say, but okay. So I wish you luck, have a good night or a good day, and thank you so much. Bye bye.